1 second, I'll just get myself an instructor pad ready to roll. And we'll get you can go.
And if you're showing your light just over here briefly so I can see these.
Yeah, just down, if I lean around, there they are.
Ah, yep.
See, just under the keys there. Right, so... start hop 610, light control to night. Very good. Right. So as I said, I'll just run through the checks. It just
Yep.
makes it a little bit easier. So there's a little bit more to look at,
yes.
particularly with the instruments, because it's not all in one place. But first of all, if I can see where the hell we've got the key in. There we go. There we go. Right. So, start normally. Compass card is valid.
Yep.
Compass is readable and broken. No fluids. Carbon monoxide detector is valid.
Yep.
All the instruments scanned and checked, so we're just looking that they are readable and unbroken, so there's no damage, everything you can see clearly. Alright, across to the comm stack, down the bottom. Alright, vents are in,
Yep.
flaps are up, so this is a electric flap switch, alright, so it's not the old Johnson bar. Mixture's rich, throttle set a 1/4 inch,
Yep.
carbies off, fuel is on both,
Yep.
so we can go left tank, right tank or both.
Okay.
Trim here set, nav on, beacon on, circuit breakers are set, master switch on. It'll also bring in some disco lights as the spider tracks happens.
Cool.
Keys to both, and I'll just get rid of my light. And what you'll see now, much better panel view. Okay, that's coming from the old red light up here.
Okay.
So clear to the left, clear ahead, clear to the right, and we'll get started. Okay, so same as 162. After start, a little bit less RPM, it's 1000. Alright, we've got oil pressure coming up into the green range, oil temperature's fine, suction's fine, do a mag check, we'll lean, and then avionics master on. Right, that's going to go really bright initially, and then it'll dim. There we go, alright, headphones on. Alright, you can hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Just pop your A&R on, so there's a little button, turn that on, and
Oh, here we go, recording studio.
yeah, it's quite a bit better, so you can see that that's quite good quality, right?
Oh, yeah.
Under there.
Brilliant.
So that's yeah, it's quite a bit better. And what I might just get you to do, the only downside is just take the box and pop it down to the left hand side or right hand side, somewhere out of the way.
Yep.
Doesn't really matter where, just keep that
There you go.
out
You
of
can
the way.
just angle down, that's alright for it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so pop your feet on the top of the pedals, those are the brakes.
Yep.
Just have a listen to the AWIB and then we'll get cracking.
Grease magnetic, 1 knots. Temperature, 6. Dew point, 4. QNH, 1010.
So 1010 set.
Airport.
Yep.
Forward mode is unattended. Current time is 0752 UTC. Operational information issued at 0600 UTC. Grass runway 0321, weight restriction 1500 kilos. Crane operating vicinity Brookby, up to 280 feet EGL. Caution work in progress on southern edge of field runway at midpoint. Surface wind 050 degrees magnetic, 1 knots. Temperature 6.
Okay. So what we'll do now is you have control and we'll taxi. So let the aeroplane move forward a little and we'll do a brake check, just as sorry, the handbrake off in the middle, so just rotate that to the left and push it in. That's it. And just let the aeroplane roll forward a wee bit and then do a brake check as you would in the 162. Yeah, on the brakes. Alright, then just bring us hard round to the right. You see you got the green light on the right hand side.
Yep.
The red light on your left hand side. Just bring it around, bit of power. Got to keep it moving, so that's the key. And for the added threat of the, come to the right. That's it, not too fast now, just nice and slow, so a little bit less power, right to the right. Whoa.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, so that's what happens when you slam on the brakes.
So
we're not using the brakes, we're using the rudders to steer, so a bit of power.
Yep.
And see the tape there, so plenty of space. And just keep this all the way back in a 162 on the ground.
The helicopter tail off, vacating to Whitford Forest.
Yep, power, give it heaps. Just stuck in a bit of a rut there, that's it. And then go back off the power. And around to the right, just slow down, a little bit less power. Slow down. Nice and slow, nice. I'll just do a quick radio check for base.
Okay.
Mangrove Juliet Alpha Zulu radio check.
Juliet, Zulu, radio 5.
5. Hey, steady, that's it. Quite hard to see because you can't see where you're going in front of you.
Yeah, very.
That's it. Onto the brakes just a little. It's like, whoa, easy,
Whoops,
easy,
sorry,
easy,
sorry.
easy. Yeah, quite good brake.
Very sensitive.
Right onto the left here. So because, I mean, the 162s, it's a similar brake design, but because you use the brakes for steering, they're a little bit less sensitive than the 162. So if you anchor on these brakes, you will stop. And then coming to the right. Now what we're doing here is you're measuring speed by looking left and right. You see on the left you got all grass there and you got a little bit of concrete here.
Okay.
That just means you're a little bit to the left, so just a tiny bit to the right. That's it, nice and steady. There we go. Just a wee bit to the left of the centre line. So this is a good sort of taxi speed, but you can see it is quite difficult to see where you're going. Don't turn left. Okay, so I got grass there, I got lots of concrete on my side, so that's it. Now you'll see that you can see the AWIB shining on the ground just in front of us on the left.
Yep.
Don't turn and look at them as you go past.
Okay.
They are very bright. Okay, a little bit of power we can get moving a wee bit. And like when you pull up, when we pull up into the running area down the bottom here, rather than turning left, so your eyes go through where the AWIBs are, we're actually going to go in and just turn right, so you don't actually end up looking at the AWIBs. This helps preserve your night vision a little bit. Down to the right, follow the taxiway. Going over there now. Okay, so we're actually in the run-up box here, so what I'll get you to do is bring us left a little bit and then we'll turn around to the right and into wind. So left a little bit, left, other left, there we go. And now bring us around to the right. So around to the right, full rudder and a little bit of brake. And a wee bit of power. Bit of power. That'll do there and we'll stop there. Okay. Straighten up the nose wheel. Live control, I'll just run you through Runups. So this is very, very similar to your 162. Alright, so RPM 1000, T's and P's are green range, area's all clear, mixture's rich. Okay, feet on the brakes, smoothly through to 1700. At night, we just look left and right, make sure we're not rolling forward.
Okay.
Okay, gently up to 1700, there it is. Temperatures and pressure still in the green. Okay, RV check. Fine, mag check, so 125, 50 between them, so similar as the 62. It's a little bit less accurate without the digital. Right, we've got to check suction in this, so that instrument are driven by sucking air over gyros, so we've got to check suction, which the 162 doesn't have. Everything else is good. Gently through to idle, and we'll just check it's idle. Through to idle, about 5 to 700. And there's the RPM, and there's the idle. Okay, head back to 1000. And then the pre-takeoff check's very similar. So trim, obviously a little bit different to wheel. So set that there. Throttle friction should be firm. You can run through these yet. Mixture should be rich. Fuel is sufficient. Endurance revised and is on both.
Okay.
Right. Ignition is on both.
Yep.
Right, instruments. Now this is where it's a wee bit different because we're not looking for red X's obviously, we're just looking at everything set. So DI is about 135, so if you push and hold the left knob, turn it to 135, you've got to push it all the way in, so push it right in and the other way, 135, that's it. Okay, altimeter set. Radios, head nav 8 set. Alright, harnesses and hatches, closed, locked and secure. I'm just a little bit loose, tighten these up a wee bit for me. Yep. And you can do controls full and free for me, so yeah, that's it. Left and right. Very good. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll taxi out down this way and I'll just brief you on our takeoff.
Okay.
So this will take a little bit longer than a 162 to take off. Alright. What we'll do is roll down the runway at about 55 knots. That's when we'll want to climb. Just gently bring the nose up to just under the 10-degree line there. Alright, so first big line on the artificial horizon. And then we'll climb out. Target climb out speed 74 knots.
Okay.
If at any point there's any failure or abnormality, I'll just simply say I have control. I'm all quiet, it was all busy just a second ago. Alright. And round to the left. That's it.
Whoa. I cannot see it.
Round to the left. That's alright. Very good, so back onto the taxiway. So it's quite difficult. If you're struggling, we'll just pop the taxi light on.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so that is sort of cheating, but it's something that we can use as an aid. The only reason I'm prepared to do that is because there's nobody in the circuit or nobody on final.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise you end up blinding people. Okay, so nice and slow, and just like you down the 162, just a wee bit to the right, just so we've got a decent view. Nobody there. Okay, so what I'll get you to do is make the radio call with Juliet Alpha Zulu just all lining up.
Yep. More traffic, Juliet Alpha Zulu lining up to 1.
Okay, bring the transponder onto altitude mode, so bring it 2 clicks to the right, that's on and that's alt. Strobe light and landing light on, so it's both the right hand switches, right hand, the bottom one there and the one above it. Alright, and on the runway we go.
Okay.
So all the lights are on. Just as we move on the runway, I'll just get you to cycle the carb heat. It's a night check that we do. So carb heat on and carb heat off. Just one final check, just with the increased risk of icing.
Okay.
And you can call vacating downwind.
Okay. More traffic, Juliet Alpha Zulu, rolling to 1, vacating to the Gulf via the downwind.
Excellent, so feet completely off the brakes now, heels on the floor.
Yep.
And let's go. Keep it nice and straight, bit of right rudder. Bit more right rudder. Keep it straight, full noise. P's and P's are green. Airspeed is alive. Just gentle back pressure there, a little bit back. That's it, she's up. About there, you want to lower the nose a wee bit, lower the nose a wee bit, lower the nose, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. About there is what the attitude you want for 172 flying.
Okay.
Go bring on the heater a wee bit so we don't freeze to death.
Yep.
And I'll mix it with a bit of cold so it's not fires of hell like this aeroplane can be. Look at that, 74 knots, best rate of climb. Bang on the money.
Oh.
And now that we've got the lights, you can transition away from the instruments a little bit and use your reference a wee bit. I'll make sure we get a really nice, decent sweep of the. That's quite wide angle, right? So my
that's very, very wide.
Yeah, so my instructor pad won't be too much of an issue, will it?
No.
Okay, so you normally turn about now, but again we're at night, plus 200. So get it to 800 feet and then we'll turn. Also think a little bit about the heading. So what heading is 90 degrees to the runway on our left?
That would be about 100.
Yeah, well 21 minus 90 is actually 120, isn't it?
Yeah, 120.
So roughly, I mean, but just to give yourself a bit of a reference, because the visual reference points aren't going to be there. So what you've done to look at, you gently turn left.
Yep.
much rudder. Oh. So you can see the 172's got a much lighter rudder. It's a slightly better control harmony than a 162, but that's alright. I was watching for that because I expected that to happen. Alright, so keep climbing 1,300 and then we'll turn downwind, which is heading 030. There's 1,300 and we'll just turn left onto 030. Just lower the nose a wee bit, we need to level off. And the cruise RPM is about 2,300. Keep coming around onto 030. Yep. And just lower the nose a wee bit. Just going to cycle your carbine for you, just a wee bit of a stutter there. Better. So, going to lower the nose a wee bit, lower the nose, lower the nose, lower the nose. And of course, trim. Very good. Just bring that power back a tiny bit, probably just up a... That's a bit better, that'll help you fly and trim. And when you're ready, you can call downwind vacating to the Gulf.
Cool. More traffic, Juliet Alpha Zulu, downwind, 21, vacating via the downwind.
Okay, so we've got the waterworks over on our right, and we've got Clevedon almost just off our 12 o'clock. We know they're at different altitudes, alright?
Yeah.
Our waterworks is up on a hill. But you can see that it's quite difficult to see exactly what the different altitudes would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ability to define that is very, very limited. Also, if you have a look at the other cars going up and down the hills and stuff, we know there's hills there, because we've seen them in the daytime.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely no way of knowing exactly where they are. So you've really got to be a little bit ahead with your night nav.
Yeah.
And it's a very different approach. So we'll go overhead Clevedon out towards Wairau Rivermouth. Have a look out to your left, that's the city. And I'll make sure that we do a decent sweep left-hand turn so the camera gets a nice full view of that.
Excellent.
Which we may then steal for promotional material. Now we need to be below 1,500 passing Clevedon, so you just need to lower the nose a wee bit. It's a small amount, and you may need to retrim as required. So some of the things that we need to look at as those night visual illusions, the autokinetic effect. So if you focus on one of those small lights way off in the distance, you'll see that it just sort of moves a little and it doesn't appear to be exactly in one place. Very subtle.
Yeah.
It's actually because it's still quite bright outside. But that's the autokinetic effect. So single lights may appear to move around a little, and you'll cover that a bit more when you do your heavy factor. We've also got the empty field myopia, where there's nothing to focus on, and that would be if you were flying out in that distance. It's very dark and there's nothing there. Your eyes revert to a natural focal length, and you don't actually see things coming and going. So the idea there is just keep your eyes moving, scan the instruments, have a look outside. Looks like we've got an aircraft just now 11 o'clock. You can see a flashing red beacon. Yep. That's okay, we want to just come just a tiny bit to the right of where we are right now. Very good. Hey, your flying's pretty good. You got that altitude holding sorted. So it makes it easy if you're not used to looking at the instruments. You're looking outside anyway.
Yeah.
But you can see a very limited ability to use the horizon.
That's right.
So, a little bit more instrument flying required. That's sort of where that 2 hours of instrument flying would come in. But we'll do that later in your training. Now we're going to shoot altitude. It's Clevedon 1,500, vacating Tono. I'll just head out over the water and then we'll look at some turns.
Okay.
Just come a little bit to the right for me. That aeroplane just looks like they're coming a little bit towards us.
Sure.
Out there's fine. So, you've been out here before in the day?
Yep.
Yeah, so Karakawa Bay just to our right. You know, the Wairau Rivermouth?
Yep.
It's directly beneath us.
Oh, wow.
Well, ahead of us and beneath us.
Wouldn't have known. It's very hard to see your usual reference points.
That's right. So this is why, you know, if people launch off at night and get lost and things go wrong, if you really got to think about where you're going and, you know, seek local advice or know the terrain. We've got Waiheke Island with Oniroa just out there, obviously.
Yep.
That's all pretty tidy. And we'll just head out a wee bit further and then look at some turning. I just get you to run through a safety check for me. So suction
Okay,
top
cool.
left.
So we've got suction there.
We do have an ammeter in this, so 0 centre down there, just like your 162.
So there we go. So there's centre. Fuel. Our fuel gauges to the left here as well.
Yep.
DI aligned with the compass.
Yep, so I'll give you some headlight. There's the compass.
Awesome. Icing. And test pairs there in green.
Very good. So when you're ready, just have a look, see out the left, just make sure that aircraft isn't wandered any closer. Can't see if it's alright. You look at a medium turn to the right, 360 degrees. Super important to know the heading at this stage.
Yes.
Because of course you don't really have a visual reference point, do you?
Yeah.
So when you're ready, we'll just go around to the right, 360 degrees.
Okay.
Very good. Just a little bit more back pressure. You're just going down a wee bit, so this airplane is quite a bit heavier than a 162.
Yeah.
A little bit more back pressure, a little bit more. That's it. You can see the horizon is almost non-discernible.
Yeah.
So you really do need to look at using just a wee bit of the instrument just to keep an eye on things. And looking good. It does become a lot easier now as we sort of start to get lights come through the dash. You just see
yeah, now we can see it.
We're going down quite a bit now. The nose attitude will appear higher than a 162.
Okay.
Because of the way the windscreen is set up. You know, in a 162 you sort of sit up here, and we're sort of sitting a little bit lower. So that's the attitude there. That's perfect.
Coming up to everyone's heading now.
That's right. And roll out. Nice. Very good. Okay, so yeah, not actually very, very good. I mean, within PPL limits, considering you've never flown one of these before, that's outstanding.
Awesome.
So what we'll do now, so just try a steep turn to the right.
Okay.
So a little increase in power, just like your 162. Going to be quite as you go through 30 degrees, that is.
Oh, right.
And oh, you haven't done steep turns yet?
No.
That would be why. So what we do with steep turns is as you go through 30 degrees, you just give it a small nudge of power.
Okay.
Okay. There's going to be quite a lot more back pressure than before. Don't preempt it, but you'll know when it comes into the turn. So we'll go to the left, clear to the right, clear ahead, and clear to the left. So you roll into that one, and then you balance as rudder. That's it. A little bit of back pressure as you would for a medium turn. Just a tiny squirt of power, just an audible increase. That's it. Bring the nose up. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. That's it. And you can even it up. So this is a 45 degree turn. You can see it feels really unnatural at night. It will feel much more natural when you do them in the day. But these get a bit unnerving at night because of the fact that there's, just the aeroplane doesn't quite feel right. Yeah. And without the discernible horizon, it's very difficult to tell whether you're going up or down. Also, the rate at which things go wrong increases. The reason we're climbing is you've just shallowed off the turn slightly.
Oh, okay.
And
so we're all working.
But now you're going to be quite nose low. So you've got to bring that back pressure with it. Hey, that's not too bad. And just keep going, I'll tell you when it'll roll out.
Okay, cool.
And you start rolling out about there. And we'll spend 5 minutes and just get you a decent view of the city. Yeah, so that's not too bad. I completely forgot you hadn't done steep turns, so there you go. Just quite nose high there.
Okay.
Just bring it down a wee bit, and that's much better. Alright, so that's the basics of handling at night. You can see, I mean, the aeroplane doesn't know it's night time, and if you apply the correct skills, you can fly this just as easy as any other airplane in the day.
Yeah.
Things to watch out, like, we know there's hills there, but you can't see them.
Yes.
So, you sort of got to work with coastal nav and that, and it's pretty easy around Auckland. So, will it? Alrighty. What I get you to do is just gently bring me around to the left and we'll start looking at wandering back towards Ardmore.
Okay.
That's all we wanted to cover in the intro tonight. It's just a basic, it's almost like a trial flight but with just a few more handling exercises. So bring it around, a nice medium turn, a little bit more. And brake pressure because the nose is going to be quite low now. That's it. Bring me right round to back over towards the Wairau River mouth. And then we'll head inland from Clevedon. If you take the shortcut, you can see Clevedon just in the 12 there. Just that group of lights just out to the right of ours.
Ah, yep.
If you take the shortcut, again there are hills here. How do you know where they are?
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. So the key to what we'll do now is we'll join and I'll point out some of the lights of the aerodrome and then we'll join downwind.
Okay.
Because it's quiet, we won't do the orbit overhead because we've got the whole airfield to ourselves, basically.
Yep.
The key to this is going to be a stable approach, and as I was saying to Sally, if you can nail this here, apply it to your day flying, and your day flying will just be perfect.
Yeah.
Alright, it's all about a stable approach. You shouldn't have to be making big changes. Because if the aircraft is configured and you are stable, then all you have to worry about is any weather impact on the aeroplane. And that'll really take your mind off, you're not trying to fly the aeroplane because the aeroplane's trimmed, it's ready to go.
Yep.
Now you just deal with any weather. So that's what we really look at. And we'll look at doing that tonight because it's nice and calm. And you can see just over the top of the hill there's two tiny little red lights.
Yep.
Those will be the AWIBs because obviously if we were going for the approach, we're quite low because we're far away.
Ah, yeah.
So that's why they're both red. So we'll head to Clevedon and then we'll join non-traffic side. Are you happy with how to do that?
Yep.
Very good. Rather nice evening, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice and clear.
The only downside to this sort of calm nature is you can get wake turbulence from other 172s and things. So you do have to be a bit careful when you go around the circuit.
Yeah.
Okay, so once we're overhead Clevedon, we'll then track for the non-traffic side and you can make a radio call at Clevedon.
Okay, cool.
So just bring us around to the right a wee bit now.
Okay.
Because we're going to join to 2-1. So we want to go to the right hand side of the runway and you can call Clevedon 1400 joining non-traffic side.
Right here?
Yep.
More traffic, Juliet Alpha Zulu, or Cleveland, 1,400 feet, joining non-traffic side 2-1.
Just as a heads up, Cleveland is a city in Ohio.
Oh right, Clevedon.
Clevedon is the town directly beneath us. That's alright, don't stress about it. So the lights are already on, so we don't need to worry about activating them. Did you hear that noise that happened after our radio call, by the way?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
That's the it's the thing that goes off when it's heard the message.
Yeah, so it's the beep back and confirmed you're on the right frequency.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as the automated frequency response unit. Okay, so we'll say it at circuit altitude, 1,300 feet.
Okay.
And we'll just start looking at some of the lights. So you can see the AWIBs, two lights. White over white means we're high.
Yep.
White over red means that we'd be on profile. And red over red means we'd be low.
Below,
We don't actually use those though. We use the flare path lighting on the side.
Yep.
Okay. You've got the red lights on this end, which indicate the end of the runway. And then just in from them you've got the green lights, which is the threshold. They're quite dim, so they're not a bit easier to see.
Okay.
You'll see them a bit more as we go past. How we use the flare path lighting is as we get closer, you'll see that the lights look like they're more further spaced apart, right? Because we're right on top of them. If you're low though, and you're looking down the set of lights like this, they're going to look as one light, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's how you judge, and you get the right picture for what the lights should look like.
Okay.
You'll see that there's a couple of gaps. They don't really indicate anything other than the fact that there are a couple of broken lights.
Okay.
Except for the gap on the right-hand side is Juliet.
Alright.
Alright, and then you can see the taxiway Alpha just on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
But the others are just broken lights. You can see the top of the Unicorn building. It's got a single red beacon. That's called the aerodrome beacon.
Yep.
You can see a bit more clearly now the threshold markings down here.
Yes, I can.
And that's the runway. Be careful about roads next to runways. They might look like runways.
Okay.
Road down there, it's got nice lights on it.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But really look for your red ends, your green threshold, your flare path lighting. You know, look for the telltale signs of a runway, and if you can confirm it with a couple of lights, you'll be fine.
Cool.
So what we'll do is, just like you would join overhead, you cross upwind and join downwind. Make sure you've got some ideas for the headings and bits and pieces.
Yep.
We're descending slightly here. Probably want to roll that about there, otherwise you're going to end up cutting you downwind quite short.
Okay.
Very good, and you can call joining downwind when you're ready.
Okay. More traffic, Juliet Alpha Zulu, joining downwind to 1 from the overhead.
Okay, just watch again, that nose has just dropped a little bit.
Yep.
You've got to get used to the heavier airplane. That's it. Okay, and when you're ready, we'll look at the pre-landing checks.
Okay, so we've got pressure on the foot brakes, park brake is released. Mixture is rich. Fuel, got enough for a go around if we need to. Hatches harness is secure.
Yep.
Lights are all on.
No, they're not.
Oh no, that one.
No, that's the pitot heat.
Those two.
Yep.
Awesome.
There you go.
Now the lights are on.
Now what we need to do is we actually need to extend downwind just a little bit.
Okay.
Because you've got an extra 200 feet to lose.
Alright.
Okay, so Clevedon, power to 1500, just like a 162. Target speed 75 knots. Okay, so power to 1500. Bring the nose up a wee bit. And you will need to trim and just set the attitude for 75. And then when you're ready, we can look at turning base.
Okay, yep, we can do that now.
Okay. Now when we get to full flap on final,
Okay.
the pitch change in this airplane is a bit more than a 162.
Okay.
Okay, so every time you lower flap, it's going to want to pitch up a bit more, it's a bit heavier, that sort of thing. And with 40 degrees of flap, it's a lot of drag out. Alright, so keep coming around, you'll probably want to be about 280. 300 would be 90 degrees, but remember there's a bit of a headwind, so we want to point just a tiny bit in, and the sky tail's a good reference. Just increase the power just a tiny bit. Back to 1500. That's a bit better. Okay, 1 notch flat, which is just bring that down to the first indent, about there. Okay, see the nose is coming up, you've got to check forward with that. Okay, we'll take the next notch of flap, which is about the same again, about there. The newer Cessnas have a much better heating. Okay, you're getting a bit slow here. We'll turn final. No, you don't need more power. How do we control airspeed?
Pitch.
Yeah. That's it, coming around. And we're on to final. Looking good. Let's get it set up right down the middle. Okay, we're just, yeah, a little bit of crossing from the left, Alright. That's 70 knots, it's looking good. Okay, I'll get you to just lower the next stage of flap. That's gone all the way to 40, that's okay, leave it where it is. Pitch forward though, because you can see you got a lot of drag and we're slowing down quite quickly. Increase the power just a tiny bit. Lower the nose a wee bit, lower the nose. Trim it there. Okay, so it's quite nose low. A little bit less power. Just a tiny fraction. And just take your hands and feet off the controls. Right, just leave it. Okay, if you can do this in the day, it's going to make your flying almost perfect every time. Right, hands and feet on. Just get nice and straight, but you see it's nicely set. Now we are wide over white, which might indicate a little bit high, but I'm looking at that flare path lighting, and that picture looks about right. So the ones down this end, a little bit spaced, and then they sort of merge down the end. but it's not too bad, alright? It's not one single light, which would indicate we're very low.
Yeah.
Just holding your speed absolutely perfect here. This has got a bit more of a flare than a 162 does, but I'll talk you through that.
Okay.
And you see how you're not having to do too much?
Yeah.
Right, so if you get this sorted in the day, and then you're just worried about what the weather's doing, and that will be very easy to handle. Okay, so we're coming over the reds, which is the end of the runway. You can see the greens, which is threshold
see
landing.
the greens, yep.
So we're looking really nice and tidy here. Okay, so gently bring the power back to idle. That's it, bring the nose up a wee bit. A little bit, up, 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 up. Okay, just gotta keep it right here, up, right up. Now you're gonna come a long way up. Keep coming, back pressure, back pressure, back pressure, back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. On the ground, hold it there.
Yep.
Hold it there.
Holding.
Okay, and what we'll do is just let the aeroplane roll ahead because we've missed alpha, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's why I put the new taxiway in here, because that's what we could take, but that's wet concrete at the moment, so that's not a good idea. And just where it sort of dims, 1, 2, 3, and then it dims, that's the next taxiway to the left.
Okay.
So just gently slow down. Nice. That's that one just there, and that one up there is the left-hand side of the taxiway. No, next one, next.
Oh, okay.
That's the left-hand side of the taxiway. What we'll do is we'll pull off the runway and in between the two yellow lines. It is also a requirement at night to call clear of any active runway.
Oh, okay.
Really Alpha Zulu is clear once we're between the two yellow lines. Up there.
Okay. More traffic, Juliet Alpha Zulu, clear of runway.
Okay, so landing taxi off, strobe off, so top 2 and bottom right. Good, rest of the after landing.
Okay, so we've got transponder on standby.
That's on altitude mode at the moment, that's on mode, and then that's standby.
Okay. Light, transponder, flaps, and spider tracks.
Yeah, I've covered it because they're insanely bright at night. So.
Okay, and cuphead.
Very good. And that is night flying.
Oh, brilliant.
Very well done. Right, so let's move forward. We'll taxi left and then taxi right. When we get across our bridge, you can turn the taxi light on, which is the top row left-hand side. That's a little bit more practice taxiing with just your nav lights. It is quite hard. That's why we go slowly. Otherwise you end up, if you get too fast, you end up like we did down the end there, sort of missing the taxiway a wee bit, but that's it. Turn to the right. Cool, top left, come on now. So top left light on. That's it. Help us up the ramp a wee bit. A bit of power, don't be shy. This is different to the 162. You can haul this all the way back on the grass and keep the...
Okay, gotcha.
This won't sit on its tail. There's no way you do that. Now, where on earth are we going to park Jazzy Jeff? Alrighty. Tell you what we'll do, I have control.
You have control?
I'm just going to run us through here so we don't end up with hitting anybody or anything. A little bit easier to use the nav lights without the taxi light on. So. And I think what we'll do is we'll park it down the end. We will put it down the end. One of the things you've just got to get a wee bit used to when you start, once you get PPL and you start flying things with slightly bigger wings, is just making sure you don't carry on through a small gap and end up doing what can be a substantial amount of damage. Yep. Very good. So what we'll do is 1000 RPM there. Alright, so 1215 check, so I'll just put my comms here. Yep. Cool, avionics blaster off. Silver button just to the left, there's a knob, left.
Down there?
Yep. school general aviation keys falling out. It's true. Cool, and you can get rid of the master switch.
Just somewhere around here. That one?
Left hand, there it is. Right. And that was 0.7. What makes you think I've done this before this evening? Very good. So that is night flying.
Wow.
All reasonably straightforward, really, isn't it? So, probably not worth doing too much more at this stage.
No.
There's two things. There's one, I can't, as I said, we talked about the solar thing. The other is we hope to have this little wee issue about flying 162 at night resolved shortly.
Yep.
And that would be quite useful. And yeah, then track on with it whenever you want. It doesn't have to be post PPL.
Yeah.
But certainly once you have a bit more IF and you've got a bit more experience, we'd have to let you go
experience.
Out by yourself at night because it's can be a bit daunting.
It's so hard to see stuff on the ground.
Yeah,
I was taxiing and going, oh my god, I can't see a thing.
Yeah. It's very different. And the thing is if people learn to taxi here, right? Like, I mean, it is a criticism of the flying school, and it's the one thing they did really badly. Like when I did my night rating, I only ever used runway 21, and they said, oh, when the runway lights disappear at the other end, flare, right?
Right.
That's great when it's runway 21 at Ardmore.
Yeah.
That doesn't work anywhere else.
No.
So we really focus on sort of teaching you the skills of how to do it, so that if you do end up somewhere else at night, you can actually do it, because it's mighty embarrassing taxiing off a taxiway at Wellington International or something.
Yes.
People tend to not like that sort of stuff too much. Right. And that's also 172, by the way. So.
Wow.
Yeah, quite different.
Yes.
But you got the keys.
Oh, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, you got the keys.
I've got the keys. Yes.
Yeah. Bearing in mind this is like a 1978 aeroplane, so I'll just pop the keys in the folder anyway. So you know you can't. I wouldn't compare it with the 162. That's not fair.
Oh no.
But they're good aeroplanes.
It's interesting getting some experience on the dials.
Yeah. Well, you'll do more of that when you get your PPL, get a 172 rating.
Yeah.
So now there's a control lock somewhere in this aeroplane. Here it is. That's what control looks look like after 40 years of use. So it's over the key. No, it's over the key, just like the 162. So there is that it covers the key, and there is the wee little hole. I've just got to find the. Here it is.
There we go.
Lovely stuff. And just to swing your seat back. I warn you, it may be quite tricky because it does it too fast.
Yep. No, it's fully back.
Very good. It's in the back.
That. Get that, and that's it. And that's it.
Yeah, just give a good slam shot. Very good.
Alright.
Oh, it's cold.
It is.